From my isolation, it's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. Control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. No relation. We got no relation. No relation. It's crazy. And it goes like
hey, what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out till the morning light? Cause two wrongs can make a right. We're just doing what we feeling right now. Some Chardonnay, we camp in the parking lot. Leave traces of plastic cups. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for you. I'm the best that you can get, so what the hell? Yeah, what the hell?
Welcome in, everybody, to the Frost Esports channel, where we have yet another weekly Rocket League event for you. Blizzard number 98, 3v3, $100 on the line. So excited to have all of you guys here for the action here. It is Cobra in the booth, joined by Rocketstar. Rocketstar, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited to watch this. My first chance at casting a Frost 3v3 tournament. I'm excited. The only other time I've seen a Frost tournament unfold was the last time I played with my team, and we got crushed by Midnight Slots. So I'm excited to see Vanilla Oreo and Execute go head to head here in this first match.
Absolutely. Two tough teams. We start the stream here in the winners semifinal. Both teams kind of battling throughout to get up to this point. They want to keep their advantage, stay in the winner's side of the bracket for as long as possible here.
And let's get into it. It looks like both teams are ready to go. Let's get right into it. I am excited to see this. We have Impo, and I've had the chance to get to know him from X13, but now we have Impo up in the air. He's going to get a 50 here with waves. The ball going to go right to Hesse. Hesse's trying to get it over one, gets it over two. Can he get it center for his teammate? No. Darklight actually gets there. Crazy to see Impo get this. What a great team play. We already have almost 15 seconds into the game. Already a goal happening.
Yeah, already a ton of pressure kind of pushing back the defense there. And, it's not an ideal start if you're on the blue side of the field right now. But Vanilla Oreo, I mean, they're going to have to be ready. This Execute offense has been scoring goals all over the place during this tournament. The first game they were out, I believe they had a 10-1 victory. They just won through here, 6-1. So the offense is going to be humming for this side.
Now we have Source taking control of the ball, but his 50 with Impo goes right to Waves. He almost got that. Unfortunately, it's saved away. Now, Demo in the corner gives Hesse a chance to have a breakaway. Maybe he passes his center, but Waves is there. Impo is actually just faster. Goes for the fake there in the corner. Source also not playing with that. And Snam in the air passes. But it looks like we have Execute cutting off that play. Impo taking control of the ball. Can't get it. Source is there. Passes it center. Doesn't have anybody from his team there to complete the play. And Impo tries to get the double, but he misses. Hesse going for a shot on net. And he's going to whiff that. And Darklight taking control of the ball. But now we have Waves in control in the air. And it's cut off.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more opportunities here from Vanilla Oreo, but always, every single time, it is Execute immediately driving it right back. Hesse, a little bit of the head hesitation there just to find the 50. The challenge good enough to see that one through.
Hesse just not hesitant when it comes to going for that shot on net.
I like that.
I like that, right? Some great names
one
on the field, and another one just going to go right in for them.
I mean, it felt like a really good exchange earlier. Where Vanilla Oreo able to, maybe hold off a little bit. But another kickoff goal. We saw a very similar thing at the beginning. That one just a little bit unfortunate. Now here for Vanilla Oreo, you're almost thinking just damage control. You gotta stop giving up these clean looks. A good save. Does need a little bit of help here, but Vanilla Oreo, they have to find a way to help on that defensive line just to keep the rotations alive, but having trouble sticking around. Darklight should have a clean shot. Will try to go slow, but the defense stretching to get this one out of their own half, and they'll have to slow this way down to try and clear their lines.
Vanilla Oreo is doing everything right on defense. The only problem is they're not doing everything right on offense. Instead, we have a shot on net. Snam is there, though. He's on the back wall. He's clearing it away, looking for a teammate to pass to. Waves passing it to Soros. That would have been an amazing team play if they could score that. Now we have Darklight going center with it. Impo trying to get the shot on net, but it's cleared away, and the net is wide open, but nobody can get there at the speed of light on the side of Execute. That demo by Waves to Hesse, setting up their team really well. Execute has a shot on net, but it's an own save!
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. I mean, Vanilla Oreo, honestly, they're putting together some really nice attempts, but it feels like they only get maybe 1 or 2 attempts at the net and immediately have to worry about getting back on the defensive side because Execute, they're really finding themselves on transition. Backboard, could be a shot available unless Snam gets ahead of it. We'll send it back, and both these teams willing to kind of go back and forth, keep the pace alive in this one. Maybe opportunity here for Saurus. Goes low, flip reset, will be sent away. Impo not having any of that one here.
Now we have the ball going center. Darklight gonna get a touch on it, but it goes right to Source. His touch on the wall goes to Waves. And Impo trying to get it back in Execute's control. Hesse with the shot, but it's not enough to get it in. Impo was perfectly center for that shot, but he just could not get it. Now we have the 50 with Darklight and Waves. And in this corner, we have Hesse taking it, gets it past Snam, but it goes to Source. Everybody's just doing everything to try to score, but nothing is working right now.
Yeah, Vanilla Oreo running out a little bit of time. Saurus, flip reset, won't be able to push that one any further. Still, ball in the corner, and for Vanilla Oreo, I feel like it's just they need to score one to prove to Execute have to worry about it. They have to gain a little bit of that respect here. Opportunity, 2v1. Looking for the demo. They're trying to get the bump. It does work out, but unfortunately, his shot sent away. Vanilla Oreo, I feel like they're pulling absolutely every play out of the playbook, and nothing is quite working. Backboard, possible follow-up shot. That one goes in. Hesse will make it 4.
What did we just witness? Hesse with this crazy setup for Impo. Impo's touch to the backboard. Hesse just gets the amazing read. I've not seen a team play like that in a long time. Great job by Execute. Just really firing on all cylinders here. 41 seconds left on the clock. Net wide open. Waves and Source able to get there, but their positioning is all over the place right now.
Yeah, a little bit tough there. Darklight trying to, find something central in Waves. You feel like they're trying to have that presence on the backboard, trying to show a little bit of defense. And unfortunately, that one just ends up center. And now, out of time a little bit here, 34 seconds. You don't quite have enough time to really send this one away. But is there anything Vanilla Oreos can do to kind of right the ship here?
If they were going to do anything, it really is their positioning and their pressure that has to change. Their touches have to be a lot more accurate than what they've been getting, but all of the boosts being stolen by their side, by Execute. But Waves has quite a bit of boost here. He gets the 50 on the wall. Impo's there to clear it away. You have to be able to go for demos and bumps if you want to change this around, but 2 seconds left. It looks like this one is gonna be a win for Execute.
Yeah, I mean, Execute looking very solid, in control the entire time, and it felt like possession on their side basically the entire time that we were watching that game. I don't think they really had any struggles on keeping hold of the ball. And, for Vanilla Oreo, I felt like for them, they had like a few good looks. They were able to, maybe get one good shot, but as soon as they did, and it was saved away, immediately they had to get back on defense and just running this rat race, losing all their resources.
One thing, if they're going to try to come back around, I think Vanilla Oreo is definitely going to have to pay a lot more attention to their positioning. Communication seemed a little bit out of whack, especially at the end of that match. If they want to come back, their positioning is going to have to be a lot more aggressive. They're going to have to steal boosts. They're going to have to go for demos and bumps, something to get them back in charge of this match. We'll see what happens in this next game here in the next 5 seconds. But I think one thing overall is Execute their touches. You need to treat them as if they always have them.
Yeah, absolutely. They've earned that respect. You've seen the goals from them, and I feel like Vanilla Oreo, they have to kind of battle for that kind of respect, that kind of space that Execute have fought for here. But game number 2, this is a best of 3, so Execute just looking to put this one away as soon as possible. Hesse, a little bit of room. Impo on the right side, double available. But tough angle, won't be able to see that one away. Waves trying to clear the lines and at least get something going here for Vanilla Oreo at the beginning, but all their attacks seem short-lived.
Wow, and everything coming out the gate, just a lot different from the first game that we watched out of both teams. Right now, we're seeing Execute get a lot more pressure happening at their net than we've ever seen before. I like what we're seeing from Vanilla Oreo. This might be the opportunity that they needed. They're just going to have to continue to keep this up and make sure that they don't get any mistakes. And that was a great job by Snim.
Yeah, I mean, right now it doesn't even feel like they're making mistakes. It's just Execute are really pushing the tempo here. Hezi, options right side. Instead, will try to call their own number. They had the lead blocker, but unfortunately did not push through. And right now, I mean, Vanilla Oreo doing everything right on, the defensive side. A little misflip there. Could be trouble. Trying to find the pass. No, air dribble bump. Opening up that opportunity for Impo, and it just feels like Execute, they have the read on the game.
But this is a whole different game compared to game 1. We have 3 minutes and 46 seconds. That's how long it took for Execute to score a goal here in this match. So Vanilla Oreo has figured out the game plan. They've got things together. They're understanding what they need to do if they want a shot at winning this. They need to continue to apply the pressure, still boost, go for bumps and demos. And I think they have a chance at winning this match. But that shot is going to ruin things for them. Another goal goes to Execute.
I mean, this is absolutely incredible. That's an entire team play. 1, 2, 3. Hezi is just dimed up there by the entire Execute squad. And, things are starting to get a little bit dire here for Vanilla Oreo, who just need a goal. They have not scored yet. Need a little bit of something here, maybe off the kickoff snom. A little bit of hesitation trying to go through all 3. And that is going to be the start that they need here. 2-1.
This could be the start of a comeback here. I like what Snam did. He was very patient there compared to how they've been doing. Everyone's been impatient on the side of Vanilla Oreo. So if they can keep this up, we might see things swing their way, but that kickoff almost being a goal. Sora's getting the read, gets a flip reset, uses it, but unfortunately not able to clear that away. And this might be another goal for Execute, but Snam here taking control of the ball, but it gets demoed.
Waves, possible shot. Anyone available out the back wall? No. 3v2, Dark Light shot. Follow up there by Impo. Won't be able to do that one towards target, and it is very chaotic as these teams are kind of getting into the corner. Shot from a distance. Snom, are you going to be able to get back to this one? Just able to send it off the bar and away. The danger not quite over yet. Impo wants to keep going. 50 to the near post. Dark Light, yet another one, but it will be pinched away. Execute knocking at the door of Vanilla Oreo. They are not wanting to answer here.
Now we have Hezi taking control of the ball, gets it to Impo. Impo pops it mid. Hezi going up, but Sora's going to clear that off. Dark Light gets a touch, not able to get the touch that he wanted. He wanted that to go backboard, but he couldn't get it there. Now we have Impo. His touch doesn't go to anybody other than Vanilla Oreo. Dark Light, though, is there to clear it. Ooh. Wave's save was insane. That could have been the difference between his team's morale hitting the bricks and his team still feeling like they can come back in this one.
2 minutes remaining, and it feels like this defensive stand is not meant to last here. Just maybe one touch away. Waves, heavy touch to the corner, not able to follow it up, and Impo jumps on that one, and we'll be able to extend the lead just a bit here. Just as Vanilla Oreo was, it seemed like they're just finding their way out.
All right, so let's get back into this. One thing that I definitely want to see from both sides is I want to see a little bit more control. We've seen everybody do a lot of banging and, almost looking like a goal for Execute. Now the slow play here. And another goal going in the hole for Vanilla Oreo. 1 minute 34 seconds on this clock.
Source, a little chase attack there. Just had to make sure. Snom was hoping and praying that play would work out. Didn't want to rush it. Patient behind the ball. And that's exactly what this team needs. You talked a little bit about, maybe these teams being a little bit impatient. But right now, Vanilla Oreo, they're going through the playbook. They're trying to find things that'll work. But a double commit defensively could put them in a little bit of a bind here. Pinch out to the middle. Will be Dark Light to Hezi. Hezi back central. It will be Impo up for this one, but just a little bit delayed here. Plenty of time for Vanilla Oreo to get something going. Waves, double available. Impo plays it off their own backboard. Pass to the center. Stomp doesn't like the opportunity. Will reset now. It will be all the pressure on the blue squad.
Now Sora's taking control of the ball, passes to Wave, but we have both players from Execute there to clear it away. And almost a shot on net. Snam trying to take control there, but Impo almost getting a goal on net. And that 50 almost going into the net as well. Snam taking control in the corner there. Wave's gonna get a 50 with Dark Light. Ball goes towards their net, but here we go. Impo taking control of the ball, gets it over the whole of the team, and Hezi is there and unable to get it in, but Darklight is able to get it in.
Yeah, Execute, I mean, they're so good at pulling multiple defenders here. Multiple needed to send that one away. Hezi just needed to make a good challenge work. The ball does not lie, bounces right back to the middle, and put away easily. Execute bought enough of a buffer. Double fake here. What will the third position player do? They will be called into action immediately, but again, Execute on the ball. They won't mind a fifth goal. The shot just a little bit too precise even. Top left corner will not be there for him. And the final moments, they have to get a goal here and hope for something off the kickoff. But I believe all the time is out. Execute will take it into a much closer game in the second one. But Execute, I mean, they're so stunning offensively. Didn't really have any problems putting goals on target.
I think it was nice to see Vanilla Oreo at least come back in the second game and try their best to come back and maybe change their fate, maybe even come back and try to, at least win this one, maybe also win the next and move on. But unfortunately, Execute, their touches were immaculate. Everything that they were going for was going down for them. All their touches were perfect. The only thing that Vanilla Oreo needs to do next time is maybe do some replay review and figure out how they can be a bit faster. There was definitely moments in that game where if they had pre-jumped or if players who were defensive and all the way back were up more, that could have been the difference between a goal happening for them and not.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure absolutely sounded. I mean, that was 18 shots from the side of Execute. 18. I mean, if you're typically putting that much pressure on the other side, good things are going to happen for you. But not the end of the road for Vanilla Oreo. They will, be kind of licking their wounds, but they will have the opportunity to battle back in the losers bracket. We'll take a little bit of a moment here as we take a look at the bracket. Execute moving on forward. They're waiting for their opponents, either Senor Frogs or skill issues, just waiting for that on the other side. But I mean, Execute right now, that team doesn't look like they're going to be stopped here on this run.
I think we can see them go all the way. Execute, I got a chance to see Impo and the rest of Execute play in the draw, and they did an amazing job. They didn't get as high up as I would like them to, but I've had the pleasure of getting to watch some of Impo's Rocket League journey, and I'm just excited to see him on the field. It's nice to see a player get better and better and better every single time you get to watch them.
Absolutely. Well, we will continue watching their journey in just a bit, but really quickly, we will go to break the winners final when we get back. Welcome back into the Frost Esports channel, the Rocket League Weekly Blizzard number 98, brought to you by Trolley. We are back here with the winners final. Best of 5 as we're moving through here. It was Execute, and it is Senor Frogs stepping in. It is Cobra, and it is Rocket Star in the casting booth. How are you feeling about this matchup? I mean, we saw Execute absolutely dominate, but what do you feel the chances are for the Senior Frog squad?
I mean, after watching the draw and after both of these teams play in the draw, I'm gonna put my money on Execute for this match, just because I've seen them do such amazing things. But looking at how the match is going already off top, both teams just throwing the ball back and forth here. Everybody trying to score. We have Peaceful trying to get to the ball here. Tries to pop it up, but doesn't get the touch he needs. And now we have Darklight in that corner. Unable. Oh, he centers it. And unfortunately, Hezzy's not able to complete that play. Now we have Hezzy taking control of the ball. Drops it middle. 50s with Pablo. Lesser gets a touch. Impo taking control of the ball. Gets it over Peaceful. That 50 goes right to the wall, though.
Yeah, right now it is kind of a back and forth, and for Senior Frogs, I mean, they have the real test here. It's going to be up to their defense to kind of find ways to not only stop Execute, but really find ways to transition quickly. There's danger all over the field, especially when an Execute player is on the ball. They found multiple ways to really open other teams up, whether it's the passing, whether it's the solo plays. They really can create danger from any single part of the field. Good pass! Impo off the backboard will be there for the shot, and that'll be score 1 here for Execute.
What an amazing angle. Holy. I don't think anybody saw that one coming. I think Impo hoped it was going to happen, and then just kind of was really happy that it happened. I'd be curious to see if he's really been hitting those custom training packs, because that angle looked so impossible to get. But now we have Impo taking control of this ball. He's in the corner with Impo. Lesser getting a 50 with him, and it goes right to Pablo. Pablo taking that moment to stop the ball, put it over to Peaceful. Peaceful, if he can get this center, but Pablo is just not able to be there in the right spot. Darklight taking control. Hezzy now with the ball. Passes it to Impo. That touch goes right to the backboard and is cleared away by Pablo.
Another opportunity here. Shot will be sent away. Lesser trying to kind of guide this one away, but really, anytime they're trying to take this to the corner, up and away, there's always an Execute player waiting to kind of control the tempo and either bring it back or control it back to their own side. I mean, for Senior Frogs, it's almost so dangerous to send multiple players up, because they're basically, you're waiting for a counterattack from the side of Execute. They're so consistent with it. But right now, Senior Frogs trying to stay alive here, trying to spread the field just a little bit, but having struggles getting past the first Execute attacker.
Now we have Peaceful going with it, slowing it down. He's low on boost, but he's trying to get a 50 so that it pops right to Lesser. Lesser in the corner, could have gotten it in, but he just didn't have any boost. Now Impo getting that 50 with Peaceful in the corner. Pablo taking control of it, gets it right to Lesser. Can Lesser score this? He has to get it in the right position, and he does. And he puts his team now tied up with 2 minutes and 10 seconds on this clock.
Great touch, uses that flip reset almost immediately and just gets it in a good spot, catching Execute on the rotations. They lost a little bit of that momentum, not able to see that one away. And you know, right now, Senior Frogs, I mean, for as dangerous as Execute have looked, and they're looking still dangerous here, they've kept up with them for the most part, but that does not stop Execute from, again, finding another opportunity. Impo, absolutely integral there.
That was just a really hard read to get. If you are sitting in the net, there's no way you could have ever imagined how that was going to play out. You don't know if it was going to pop high, if it was going to go down low. So, you gotta feel right now for Senor Frogs that that goal really put things down a little bit for them. But if they can maybe find a way to score it in, I mean, the net was wide
Ooh.
open. How did we not put that closer to being on net? Just a little bit unfortunate for them. But now we have another play happening for them. Can they get it past Impo, though?
And both doing so well, and really every player on Execute doing so well, kind of shadowing back into the corners and really taking any kind of danger out of these plays. Or, we see Senior Frogs trying to slow roll it, but quick pass, Peaceful wants at least test the keeper, will force Darklight back, and immediately turns it to a counterattack. Possible shot, it will be stopped there by Lesser, but, for Senior Frogs, they are going to have to keep their head on a swivel. They have to find a way out. Pablo, not a ton of boost, but a good 50. A little bit of space on the ball. And Impo will say thank you very much. Wants to continue the attack, and with a minute remaining, Senior Frogs, they have to find a way to battle back, and quickly.
Now we have Lesser going up in the air, but Impo's there to get the 50. Goes right to the wall. Hesse getting it. A shot on net is happening, but Peaceful just too strong at defense. That is going to be his third goal, making him the savior already. But Darklight getting that shot on net. Peaceful clearing it away. And it looks like that whole balance act of just clearing it away and hoping for the best at this point.
Lesser, shot on target, will be parried aside for the moment. Approaching 15 seconds. A little bit of an offensive sin here for Senior Frogs. Possible shot, Lesser. Straight down, Impo sees no problem with that. Pass to Pablo. Pablo shot, someone on the back wall. No one able to follow that one up, and Lesser now has to go coast to coast. Execute players basically following this one off the ceiling. Gets past one, needs a little bit of help. Pablo trying to stretch, not going to be able to do so, and that'll be victory number 1 here for Execute.
It's just, that was just actually so sad to watch as a player.
Yeah.
I know how it feels when you just need that chance to come back. If this went to overtime, it would still probably go to Execute. But, I mean, just to be able to have that confidence to go to the ceiling, try to get it center. Your teammates just unfortunately a little bit too far off to the right and unable to get that as a goal, or at least throw it to the backboard and have somebody else try to follow that in. So hopefully we start to see a little bit more connects happen for them in this next game. But great job to Execute by finishing this off with a 2-1 win.
Yeah, honestly, I actually really like the game plan here from Senior Frogs. I mean, we saw how competitive Execute was for every ball on their offensive third. 8 shots, and typically that's not a number that you're really happy about. But for Senior Frogs, I mean, keeping them down to only 2 goals, having a chance in the final moments, I think it's really going to be about, are they able to, first of all, stay on the field? The demos are really killing them, and that is killing their ability to actually successfully transition and get more offensive chances. Only 3 shots for Senior Frogs. So if they're able to keep their head on a swivel and keep moving, keep pressure on the ball, I think that is the kind of game script that we want to see. A low-scoring game where you have chances, all the way through these 5 minutes.
Now we already have the players on the field. Game 2, already a demo by Darklight to Lesser, coming out the gate swinging. Now we have Hezi and Darklight trying to push this along. He gets the backflip. It goes to Impo, but it's actually Lesser who takes control of this. Gets the double, goes to the wall. Peaceful taking control of this. Pablo trying to get a shot on net or get this double so that at least something happens for his team. Everybody right now, Senor Frogs, they are doing everything that you want to see them do. It goes to the back wall, though, and they're just unable to score that play.
I really, it's unfortunate that nothing happens there because it was a really competitive moment. Now, a little bit of a distraction on the back line, and for such a great defensive stand for Execute, Senior Frogs all of a sudden drop the ball, a couple of whiffs, and just an open net, and Execute, they're going to take that all day, every day.
What a nice shot. You got to feel, though, for Senor Frogs, they put all that pressure on the net for Execute, all that pressure, and they were still unable to score. So I don't know how that looks for the rest of the game, but they need to bring that type of energy back if they want to see any chance of scoring Almost looking like a goal by Pablo, but Impo now trying to turn this around and put all the pressure back onto the side of Senor Frogs.
Trying to play from this corner. I think Senior Frogs are, try to take what the defense offers. Lesser shot near post won't be enough to really make the defense panic at all, but they're starting to go after players, really go, towards, that second and third position player on the rotations back. They're trying to interrupt anything that Execute are doing, and will be Pablo. Flip reset, tries to at least get around one, will be deflected to the side. And now options midfield, waiting for a moment near post, blocked away. And Execute aren't really leaving that many openings on their defensive side either. I think this is probably the most press that we've seen them defensively, but still nothing to be gained here for Senior Frogs.
Actually, looks like a goal is going to happen, but it's cleared away by Lesser, and it goes to Pablo. If Pablo could have got that past Impo, that would have been a goal possibly, because the net was wide open for Execute. But now Execute is just going to put a goal in. Great job by Impo.
This play, it's a wonderful shot, but this play is made possible by Hezi. Hezi's in the goal, forcing Lesser to kind of do a backflip, forcing them out of their position. Still would have been a tough save, but Lesser was in position, but forced away from the defensive line. Execute, they do so well creating opportunities, really enabling each player to be successful. They're continuing to do that, and Senior Frogs have to look for something here. Good pass mid, unfortunately. The reinforcement's not quite there. They're waiting for the cavalry to arrive, and they're just looking to be a little bit creative here. They have to get something going offensively to keep up with the pace here of Execute.
They had a lot of pressure coming out of the gate of this second game. So I'm hoping that we could see that happen from them again, but now they look a lot more scattered and a little bit more hesitant than you want to see them play. But what a great center by Peaceful. It's once again cut off by Impo.
Yeah, these infield passes are not being made available for Senior Frogs. I think Execute doing a really good job of basically seeing them, kind of understanding where those passing lanes are and denying them. We've seen a couple of different attempts for some air dribble bumps. They're really going after the back line. I think really the answer is if they could get a demo, maybe find something off the backboard, because right now the infield passes are so dangerous because you're possibly giving a very clear transition to Execute here. But minute and 30, still have plenty of time to get good shots on net. Let's see what they can come up with here.
Dark Light get that touch from Peaceful, gets it to the wall. Pablo is waiting patiently for that. That's what you want to see from them. Some patience and waiting for things to just come their way. It looks like all they're doing is going and they're playing the game that Execute wants them to play. Nice shot by Dark Light, and everybody on the side of Execute is making Senor Frogs work for everything they got in terms of pressure on this on the Execute goal right now.
Pablo kind of forced to be a spectator for that one, to commit from that side wall, and really Pablo stuck in a stationary position. Might find something here from Lesser, but 3-0, tough game to kind of get back into. And if Senior Frogs, they have to kind of go back to the drawing board. They have to get a little bit more. They have to do a little bit more of something. Hezi double, not going to be able to get that, but they have to find something to work on here.
Anything that they do, there's nothing that really Senor Frogs can do in this game other than look at the clock and say, you know what, how can we get some kickoff goals? So what they're going to have to do is really apply all the pressure in the world, go for demos, do something crazy, do something different. But the good thing is we are watching the winners final. So this is a best of 5. Even if you lose this, you still have 3 more chances to come back. Or sorry, 3 more if you can get them, right? But we still have one more game that could determine everything for them.
Final few seconds here. Any fireworks to be had? Ball probably will hit the ground. It will do so. Execute will just see it down. Doesn't need anything else here. They find themselves on series point. And again, they're controlling the possessions, but Senior Frogs actually leading in demos. They had 11 demos. against Execute. It was led by Pablo. It didn't really seem to be throwing Execute off all that much.
I mean, at this point, that it's going to take a lot to have to disrupt Execute's positioning on offense. You're going to have to go for some crazy things to get them out of the way. Everybody's going to either have to center somebody at all times, be ready for the ball to drop center at all times, or you're going to have somebody go for a demo on whoever you feel like might be the threat on the team of Execute. But honestly, look at this. It's not even Impo who is MVP this match. It's Darklight. So you can't even focus on just demoing one player. We've seen Hezi do great things in terms of scoring on the first game. So there's just nothing they can do in terms of focusing on demos. I think the only thing that could save them this game is literally keeping up that pressure we saw them in the first 15 seconds get in game 2.
Yeah, exactly right. We felt, that there was a change at the beginning of game 2. They didn't get awarded with a goal, but it felt like, all right, if they could somehow recreate this, and immediately on the defensive side, just a little bit lackluster on the follow-up, if they could keep that approach and keep that focus, maybe they could create something here. But already difficult situation there for Lesser as Impo sees the target and it does not hesitate, just directly to that left side.
And now all of this really making a lot of sense as to why everybody in the Twitch chat right now put all their marbles on Execute. You have 79% of those in chat voting for Execute, and all of it kind of makes sense based on what we're seeing, Hezi!
Oh.
What did we just watch?
I mean, they do this so often where they really set each other up. This one, I mean, this is tough here for Peaceful. There's some own goals that are unfortunate, some own goals that were close to going in anyway. Unfortunately, I think it's the former, or just an unfortunate touch there, and almost immediately Execute again, putting all this pressure on Senor Frogs to respond. I mean, it's barely been 25 seconds, and immediately they have to worry about not only scoring, but they have to worry about scoring at least 2 to tie up the game.
I think what we need to see from Senor Frogs, if they have their coach, oh my god. Oh. Before I even get a chance to speak on anything, we already have Hezi scoring a goal. Great pass by Darklight.
Yeah, I mean, again, so much danger presented, and just getting a little bit of room afforded for the player following right behind him. Able to make it work, and just a little over 30 seconds, 3 goals scored here for Execute, looking pretty good. But Lesser is I believe the only goal scorer here for Senor Frogs in game number 1. A great play, maybe needing a little bit more of those solo plays to really kind of break apart this Execute squad. They are going for demos here. Peaceful trying to find some room. Pablo off to the backboard. Will it be left open? No. Darklight already there, has it all considered, and absolutely no problem getting the clear.
What I was trying to say earlier is I think they need to go back to the drawing board and start making new plans. Whenever they get this amount of pressure, try to figure out what they can do differently to bring things back around. But there's really some things you can't do when a team is faster than you, and executing like that. These touches are insane. Impo's able to touch anything and just make it go wherever he wants, except that goal was a little bit wide, but we can see the vision. We can see the fact that he puts in that time to get the touches as accurate as possible. Right
now, Senor Frogs kind of grasping at air here, and it feels like they kind of try to go all in on the possibility of one goal, and they're not able to get those rotations because Hezi, again, clearing out the danger, able to get past multiple, find something towards the center. Impo just has to wait. A little bit of the hesitation, the change up on the goal, and they will get goal number 4. It's just too easy for them. Oh, the bump.
Just don't hesitate when Hezi is coming, because his team will execute at all times. I had to go for that one.
It was worth a second go. I appreciate it.
And now we have Hezi with the ball, getting a 50 with Lesser and Impo on the wall. What can this man not do? What a great follow coming off of the wall. Dark Light's touch on the wall. Gonna drop down. He gets the read. Holy moly.
Yeah.
What are we watching on this field right now?
Yeah, I mean, Execute are one of those teams that, when the confidence blooms, the mechanics go off as well. The more confident they are, the easier it feels for them to read the game. And, for a team like Senor Frogs that are down here, it feels like the game gets turned up a few levels. It goes from hard mode to nightmare, basically, where they're just having to go against a team that is feeling themselves more and more, and they're doing more unorthodox, chaotic stuff on the field.
I mean, their offensive pressure is just insane, but it's not even about pressure right now for them. It's about them just kind of showing off what mechanics they can knock out. Look at what are we watching Darklight do right there? If that scored, that would have been insane. But we do have a challenge coming from the side of Senor Frogs. Hezzy also trying to do a little cute touch play there. And a bang by Dark Wall goes right to Leisure, who clears it away far left. Now Hezzy's popped to the back of the ceiling, gonna drop straight down the waterfall. Not gonna be read by Peaceful. Actually, he waits for it. Now we have Hezzy going to the wall.
Yeah, right now, Senor Frogs trying to avoid being on some TikTok clips here. There's some crazy things that Execute are going for, and they're looking for just a few answers. Lesser, right down. It will be read here by Peaceful, but again, 2 Execute cars in the way. And they're trying to speed up the tempo. Pablo looking for Lesser. Lesser back to the corner, trying to get past a 50. Not going to be had. And right now, I mean, I've been talking about the offense here. The defense makes it possible. Hezzy backboard read, and you could just see it from a mile away here.
Oh, that hurt. As much as I have been talking up Execute, I really did want to see Senor Frogs have an opportunity and at least start to have some sort of comeback. But everything that they're trying is just getting shut down by Execute. It's getting red. It's everything is just not going their way right now. I don't know if there's anything that Senor Frogs could do to change this.
Oh, double. Could have been a nice little takeaway goal there, something for the road, but I mean, there's just no safe spot on the field. There's nothing really for that Execute are showing in terms of having a weakness here. They're doing great on the offensive side. Their defense is leading to offensive opportunities. The mechanics feeling good for most of these players, and I think they're able to stop you because that second or third player in the midfield able to read the play. I mean, it's just a complete game. They might get one more goal for the road. Hezzy with the redirect. 6 goals on game number 3. They will take it in a clean sweep.
I think out of everything we saw today, the biggest tragedy actually just occurred in this match right here. How did we end up with a 6-0 when this damn well should have been a Brazil, guys? Come on now. Isn't it unlucky to do this? You had all the time in the world and you could have made this a 7-1.
Yeah, they went. They weren't quite going for the memes here. They were going for the TikToks. They were trying to do some different things. But I mean, showing pure and utter dominance here. Execute. I mean, we've had the opportunity to follow them here, and you said we're able to see impos already. I mean, how about all of these players? How about the goals that they're scoring? We're going to be able to see them again here in the grand finals as well, but they'll take a little bit of a break as we're waiting to see who they're going to play and see who will be able to possibly get a rematch here.
Next, we'll be watching the losers final, best of 3. If you're gonna do anything different in that type of game, anybody down in losers final, I will tell you right now the secret to win your game or bring your series in any kind of great direction for you. Demos, bumps, boost dealing, pressure. I want to see more of it. We got to see a lot of it here in this Execute and Senor Frogs game, but hoping to see more of it come out of losers final.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are just going to wait a moment here. And again, both of the teams that we've seen Vanilla Oreo still alive down there in the lower bracket, battling out against Aspyre. So we'll kind of keep you guys updated here on who Senor Frogs is going to play. But more stuff to come as we get to the end of the night. It is the losers final after a short break here. Do not go anywhere.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. It's crazy. It's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. No relation. We got no relation. It's crazy.
And it goes like
All right, welcome back to the Frost Esports channel, where we are continuing our run number 98 of the Blizzard tournament, and we get an extra game here. We're actually going to take a look at the losers semifinal, because we figured, why not? The match is going to be played. We're going to give you guys the action. It is skill issue going up against Aspyre. Quite a run Aspyre's had to go through, all the way from going through each round of the lower bracket in the booth. Cobra, as always, it is Rocket Star. How are you feeling about these teams?
I've not had the chance to see any one of these 6 players on the field, so I'm excited to see what all of them can bring to the table. Is there anything historically that you would say you know of either one of these 6 players able to do, or these teams?
I mean, as Aspyre typically, I mean, they're a fairly feisty team. I mean, you could see it from their run here. So, I mean, they're a team that is going to be looking to get on the scoreboard early here. They're going to want to be active on offense, but right now, a lot of pressure on the net already here, as both these teams looking for a way through. Skill issue is a team that played against Senor Frog, so they're looking for maybe a return to form, maybe a possible matchup a little bit later as well.
All right. Well, I'm excited to watch them and see what else they can do. But you're right. They brought a lot of pressure out of the gate. They probably had like 6 shots on net at this point. But now it's Dez and Alkaline getting the 50. Forge is up, can't get the 50 over him, but Kara is there to keep things moving forward. Alkaline clears it straight away into the corner. Blueski actually gets the touch, and it goes center, and it drops down. But Desi there to clear it away. We have 2 players in the corner. I know I've mentioned this quite a bit before. The corner is not a dangerous place to be, so make sure you don't ever have more than 1 person in the corner. Otherwise, it could lead to be own goals. Scores, sorry. Goals on your net.
Possible chances for really both squads. Kara straight down to Dez. That's a shot. Double available near post. It will go in here. First goal for Skill Issue.
That's just a great read, and the follow to match it. Like what we're seeing already on the side of Skill Issue. Just to come out like that, but it did take them almost 1 minute and 30 seconds to score that. So things are a little bit slower in this particular match, but not any less entertaining with almost that goal going right in, and Desi got it almost over everybody, but unfortunately he did hit that backboard a little bit too hard. Dez getting the double in the corner. He's low on boost. Couple wall dashes help him get back into this. Chain dashes help him get back into this. But now we have Kara taking the ball. Blue key is up. J5. How would you pronounce that name? J5L.
Yeah, honestly, I was trying to figure out how I would pronounce it as well. I'm sure the 5 is a vowel of some sort. I'm pretty sure Twitch chat will let us know eventually. But honestly, I would probably go with like say it's an A and go like a Joel, or it's J-Cell. All right, well, J-Cell, now we know the name, and now we got to talk about the game going on as we finally get a response here. A little bit of an overcommitment there, and Blueky will get the first goal for the other side here. Aspyre tie it up.
We have 2 minutes and 37 seconds on this clock. I like what we're seeing on both sides, but it's already clear off the bat that all the mechanics lie strongly with Skill Issue. But this is anyone's game. Dez's pop up goes right to J-Cell. He's not able to get it. He is low on boost. That 50 with Kara gonna go center. Blueky getting that right away. Now we have Force in the corner. J-Cell reads that. Alkaline got plenty of boost. Centers out for Blueky, and it's cleared away and saved by Dez.
Yeah, right now, I mean, both teams, right now, I think you were talking about it, that Skill Issue seems to have the mechanics advantage here, and they're getting into good positions, just not finding the final bit of the play, that methodical finish, at the net. But they keep finding good positions. It will, shooters gotta shoot. They will eventually find something through. Danger here, but a clear should buy a little bit of time for Aspyre. Good read on the back wall, another shot. But it will be a little under 1 minute and 30 here. Who can break this deadlock?
I like what we're seeing from both teams in terms of reads, but right now it's just lots of banging and hoping that things go center instead of controlled plays. And if you're going to outpace this team, what's going to be the difference maker is controlled plays. And Forrest's touch goes right to Desi, goes to the wall, and a demo, and it just looks like nothing is actually connecting for either team right now.
Yeah, so I mean, both teams are really having to kind of work through their stretching here to try and really get everything out of any opportunity. J-Cell looking for 50. Kara up, should beat one, possibly beats another, but it will be two. Going there, Skill Issue, possible read, but the shot actually goes backwards. Unfortunately, the backflip sends that ball away, and Skill Issue, basically all of that work and nothing to show for it.
It's really unfortunate, actually. They've had quite a bit of attempts that should have converted into golds, but they just didn't. And either they were a little bit too high, a little bit too low, off by 3 or 4 pixels. All of their shots thus far, other than the one that they converted, have just seemed like this a little bit more, and this could have been a goal, And unfortunately, that's just how this game has been going for both teams.
Both squads kind of looking for that Goldilocks scenario, the perfect goal, but not going to be found here in regulation. Overtime in game number 1. I mean, very interesting so far, but, you know, I'm not sure either team, I can't say if there's one team that might have an advantage here.
If anybody has an advantage, you know, I mean, the more we've watched this game unfold, both teams definitely have mechanics and have reads going their way, but, you know, with all the shots on net that we saw Skill Issue have early on in the series, early on in this game, I think we can possibly see them take this game in this overtime. But the defense is just a brick wall right now for Aspyre, who take control of the ball, and he tries to center it. Bluekey cannot get it centered for Fours. Fours is just a little bit too slow to get this going, but Alkaline up in the air. Gonna get a demo too, Bluekey! Come on, how is that not a goal?
They're getting good demos, but the spot on the field is oh so important. Dez off the top, follow up by J-Cell, but covered well by the defense of Aspyre. They're working through finding a clear. J-Cell a ton of time to at least send this back over to the orange side. Flip, reset, secure. They will use it to push it on forward. Possible center ball. Back to J-Cell. J-Cell shot. Goes for the fake, and no one there to recover. Kind of realized they didn't really have the real estate to work with here, and again, denied.
And some of the touches that they're getting, they need to pay attention to, because some of Aspyre's touches are literally just going right back into the hands of Skill Issue. But now we have Skill Issue in the corner. Now they're trying to get it past Aspyre. This bang Takara might go in. And it is.
Oh! Saved at the final moment. I mean, it looked oh so good, lined up on a platter. But a great defensive stop from Aspyre, and, you know, championship level defense are going to need to continue to pull it out, but how long can they last?
I mean, historically, whenever shootouts happen on people's net, eventually one will get converted into a goal. The demo by Dez to Fours maybe keeps things going here for everyone, but now Alkaline getting that 50. Goes centered for Fours, who has a shot, and he gets it. Nice job by Fours to throw that in. That was a whole team play happening here. Alkaline's 50 goes right to Fours, and he gets a perfect read. This is not how I saw this one going, but Aspyre, amazing job. You should be patting yourselves on the back. That was no small feat. You guys kept up the defense, didn't let anything go in, but just watch out for your touches, because some of your touches were going right directly into the hands of Skill Issue.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that was a game that it felt like it was one mistake that could go either way, and for that one, I think there was a slight overcommit. Dez kind of leaving that near post and hoping that the challenge would work out, and having to kind of basically fly back to cover that one. Unfortunately, not able to do so, but yeah, well done to Aspyre for really battling back. I mean, there was quite a few goals that were taken off the board just because of amazing defensive play. They were able to scoop it out. You know, is that something that is sustainable? Is that something that they can rely on? We'll have to see.
It is kind of very always difficult to get any kind of defensive pressure to stay solid throughout any type of game or series, because once you start to just everybody have defensive touches going down, it's very hard to get any kind of boost, because the other team is doing what? They're going to be stealing boosts. They're going to be stealing small pads. They're going to be going for bumps and demos. They have everything going in their favor. So the fact that they were able to come back from that, I mean, I could have gone either way on this, but now I think I can see Aspyre taking this one just based on their decision making.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, listen, the chat, you know, not quite on board. I mean, it is very close, 52% in favor of Skill Issues, so there's still plenty of opportunities, and we've seen they have the ability to bring out some really quick goals here. Kara right on cue is J-Cell, you know, able to put enough speed on this one, just kind of a blitz at the net.
It's exactly how you want to come out the gate swinging. 15 seconds in, A goal already going to skill issue. Is this going to set the tone for this game too?
A little bit of a fake kickoff there for the side of Aspyre, looking for some momentum. Good shot here by Bluekey, keeping it around. For center ball, not gonna be there in the corner. Has been something that Aspyre have been able to go to successfully, but will be denied there. Back and forth is kind of resuming here, and this is kind of a state that we were starting all the way at that overtime, or maybe the last minute of game number one, where both these teams willing to kind of battle it out back and forth over and over and over again.
Yeah, just back and forth pressure. Everybody trying to bang it hard and hope for things to line up in their favor. But again, Force's touch, actually the start of something good there. He did control that perfectly. We have Alkaline and Force is up, but Force misses his touch. Bluekey getting the shot on net, and what a crazy save by J-Cell.
J-Cell's doing a lot of work there. We saw the assist earlier, but that touch, I mean, cool, calm, and collected in the net, just to, almost nonchalantly drive in, light touch off the top. We'll need a little bit more of that as Aspyre. They're slowly kind of trying to stake their claim on this defensive third here of skill issue, but Kara to slow it down. Won't be able to get past this quarter, and finally a clear comes through from Dez.
Now we have Alkaline and Kara gets at center. Can we see Dez score? No, it is shut down by Bluekey. And Forrest looking like he almost was going to own goal that, but he bangs it all the way to the other side. Kara now taking control, gets the flip reset from the ceiling. His 50 goes right to Dez, who also gets the save.
Another attacking play by Aspyre. Alkaline only gets past one. Flick good enough to maybe just buy a little bit of time here for Aspyre to get boost. Kara has the read. Good 50 to continue that one to the corner. Now it'll be up to Dez. Dez to the backboard. Kara is up. Back to the middle of the field. J-Cell, who almost got on the other side of it, but Aspyre read that one before it got too dangerous. Now Dez trying to re-engage, and really good kind of initiating play here from skill issue as they keep trying to really push back this Aspyre defense. They're getting further and further in.
If you watch that play, it actually could have been an own goal by Bluekey, but thank goodness it wasn't. It was a hair close from being in. The way that's centered and rolled across, those can be very dangerous to work with. So it looks like they've taken themselves off of all that pressure, all those shootouts happening on their net. And now we have Alkaline taking control of it, centers it with that 50 with Dez. The card's going to take it high, drop it low. Forrest is there to read it. And Bluekey's 50 drops straight down. Again, we are back in this back and forth of who can score with 1 minute and 26 seconds on the clock.
Skill issue have done all the hard work early in this game, and now not necessarily coasting. They are pushing for a goal, but they don't really need to send absolutely 100% strength on the other side. They know they can hold on to this. The defense has shown that, and Aspyre at some point, I expect them to maybe sell out just a bit. That could lead to a goal either way, but minute on the clock, need to see something. And really, both teams have to maybe get a little bit uncomfortable here. Kara, light touch directly to Alkaline. Dez trying to cover it up. Buy time, flip reset. Musty to the corner. Won't be anyone but them to really try and continue this one, but Aspyre send it away yet again.
Now we have J-Cell popping it to the backboard. 0 boost and a dream, but Forrest is there to clear it away. And 2 teammates on the side of skill issue there, but everybody able to recover just fine. Kara throws at center. It could have been an own goal, but thank goodness it isn't for them, but would have been nice to see everything get tied up.
Forrest now in the corner. Tough spot. J-Cell will see that one away. Demo maybe opening up a little bit of space, and J-Cell has all the time in the world, but it will be one last opportunity. Anyone there for Aspyre? No, it is taken care of immediately, and skill issue will push this all the way. We get all 3 games, and almost exactly what we want to see here.
Uh, it's just, it was a beautiful comeback in terms of the decision making. This is how I kind of expected the first game to go, or the first game to kind of end on things. But I like what we saw here for skill issue. Aspyre definitely had a lot of opportunities. They just couldn't convert things. It just looked like some confidence was missing, as well as some rushing occurring on the side of Aspyre. So everybody just slow it down a little bit for Aspyre. Get those reads, communicate where you're going to be going up for things, and make sure you stay in that triangular formation so that everybody can be there for everyone's plays.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, how they were maybe trying to force the issue a little bit. There was a couple of, I mean, multiple attempts by Bluky, by Alkaline to really try and, they pass up on the ball in favor of chasing a player, going after a demo, and not having a supporting player there to actually follow up with the shot. It was something that we saw multiple times here and, didn't quite get the demos, but they did outshoot skill issue. They just couldn't find that clear cut opening here. So I'm expecting a very similar game. I feel like it is going to be low scoring all the way through here, but winner moves on to the losers final.
Now we're getting right into it. Great
Oh.
kickoff happening. Almost a goal by Alkaline, but it is saved away by Dez. Now Four taking control of it. Has no boost. And it goes right to Bluky on the wall. Can he get it past Kara? His impatience leads to a backflip. But now we have J-Cell and Dez in this corner. Fours taking it right to the wall. And now it just looks like the back and forth we've seen in some of their games. But can anything change for either team?
Possible pass here for Dez. J-Cell on the opposite side. Really tough angle, but maybe creating a little bit of an opening here. Kara decides against it. Probably the better decision. A little bit of patience practice here, and I think skill issue getting a little bit more control. They're picking their moments a bit better, and Aspyre really playing a game of chase here. They can't quite hold on to the ball. Nice pass to the backboard. Kara trying to slow it down over the J-Cell now. A little bit of boost, a little bit of space. Flip off the ceiling, but not a lot of time to actually connect something there. And now Aspyre on the attack.
Kara taking that over Fours. Dez should have been able to get that in time. He just had to bang that hard and it would have been a goal. But Alkaline's touch with Kara gonna go into his corner. He did not mean to take that 50 that way. So I'm wondering if this is gonna ruin things for their momentum here in this game. And Dez's demo to Bluky going to get things swinging out of the gate for them with this 3 minutes and 20 seconds left.
A little bit of a chain reaction there. One demo required multiple reactions there, and all of a sudden, multiple players, being taken off the field momentarily, and it feels like Sharks smelling blood in the water. It feels like it's going to get a little bit interesting here as both teams, not finding their initial opportunities, and now they're going to force their way open here. Possible follow. I mean, Dez almost connected with the goalkeeper. Going to get another opportunity, but Bluky, well aware of it, gets out in front of it, and will at least stop any danger for now.
Alkaline on the wall with Dez. Gets that 50. It goes into the corner. Fours gonna get it cleared away. Alkaline unable to be there for a redirect, possibly. Bluky,
oh, that's open.
Leaves an open net to Alkaline, who scores it. Great job. Now Aspire's back in this game 3.
It's a really tough play. Dez, no contact there, and I think J-Cell's on the opposite side, just kind of waiting for the play to develop, out of position almost immediately after that touch. And Aspyre, they have the prerequisite here. They've scored one, and it's been shown that might be all you need in this series. And skill issue now will be pressing here for the equalizer.
This is just a scary situation. You had Fours, and you had another player for Aspyre just in that corner. That's not what you want to see from them. And they're lucky that they weren't scored on, because there was another moment where their net was open yet again. Now Dez up in the air, getting a flip reset with a bang The challenge goes right to J-Cell, who gets a 50. It just gets cleared away to Alkaline. So back to the back and forth of things, but it's just J-Cell left, and that 50 could go center, but Dez recovers in time. Fours might have a shot on net, but it's cleared away.
Aspyre might not be done here. That goes off the side wall, and Bluky gets an incredible angle off that challenge, and so unfortunate because that's everyone for Skill Issue pushing to that corner, expecting that clearance to be made, but it will be yet another goal for Aspyre.
And I've mentioned it time and time and again. And as players know, their coaches should be reminding them, if their coaches are in the call, that when it comes to these challenges in the corner, they are dangerous. So if you have more than one player in a corner, it's only going to lead to bad things happening, like that goal that we just watched.
Gillish, you still have time for a correction here. You got to get a hold of the ball, and right now, Aspyre, they're really gaining ground here in this challenge game in the 50s. They're having a lot of success, but Dez looking for a pass, trying to get something central, but that extra touch not there, and Alkaline will again slow the play down. They know that time is on their side, and they'll just 50 and try to really keep this one as grounded as possible.
Alkaline taking control of the ball, but it's J-Cell with it right now. 41 boost. He gets a 50 with fours. Fours gets it center. Can we see a goal? And we do. Blue Key adding to this murder count.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Aspyre, that is probably the nail in the coffin there. 24 seconds. It would have to be a Herculean effort for Skill Issue here. Maybe something off the kickoff. We've seen multiple fake kickoffs, maybe a Spanish, but unfortunately that one doesn't quite work out for the side of Skill Issue. It will be 4-0, and Alkaline will get another one. And Aspyre so confident here. They've been able to get those 50s, able to really control the pace and the time of the game, and once they took the lead, have not looked back.
Well, we still have 17 seconds. I don't think we can see anything come back, but you can still try to fight on the way out, and Aspyre's actually just trying to shut it down even further. But 5 seconds remain on the clock. Can Forge get this over? Last minute goal attempt, possibly. And no, unfortunately, that's it. Aspyre takes the series and moves on.
Yeah, I mean, Aspyre has been tested through the fire and flames. They have basically gone as far as they can here and looking to complete their lower bracket run, I mean, now they're taking it all the way to the finals, and it doesn't get easier from this point either. They have to face a very tough team, but a great performance here, and a team that really, forced them to have to be creative with how they score, and the fact that they were able to control the game the way that they did is absolutely incredible. But not the end for him as we bring up the bracket here. Senor Frogs waiting in the wings, waiting to have another chance to go at execute here as we get to the losers final. It is the best of 3 as well, so we'll see which of these two teams. I mean, do you feel any feelings of which of these two teams might have the advantage?
I mean, if any team has any advantage, I can't really see it just yet. But one thing I just want to see out of more of these games is more control from the series that we just watched and from all the series we've watched thus far. It's a battle so far out of all of these games, out of who has control and who is just choosing to bang this and hope for things to center and hope for teammates to be present. So I think we also happen to have quite a bit of rank issues here in these games in terms of, okay, maybe you're an SSL, but you're 1700. Maybe I'm an SSL and my whole team is 2100. So I'd be curious to see what ranks we've been seeing out of all the players that have been on the pitch thus far and see if maybe things are going to be a lot more even as we head towards the winner's bracket and get closer to that grand final.
Well, 50 teams start, only 3 remain. We're going to take a quick break before we get into the losers final, but it'll be Senor Frogs going up against Aspyre. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, welcome back here. It is the continuation here of the weekly Blizzard number 98, and we are here in the losers finals. It is Senor Frogs going up against Aspyre, Cobra, and Rocket Thar in the booth here. Both these teams fighting for the chance to basically go at, execute, waiting in the wings. It is another best of 3, and we just saw Aspyre do a little bit of work, able to get out of a very close series. Senor Frogs, though, a little bit of a rest, maybe a little bit helpful, maybe a little bit hurtful. I mean, in your experience as a player, how do you feel about like rest during a tournament? Like, do you like them? Do you like to keep on playing the entire time? How do you feel about it?
I know for me, when it comes to things Cobra, I like to say that breaks are a great thing. Breaks give you a chance to reset your mind, especially if you've been taking lots of losses as a team or you need a little bit of a morale boost. And it gives you a chance to go into free play if you were not getting those touches earlier that you needed to, or if you have your coach in the call, it gives them time to give you a little bit of, hey, here's some pointers, let's do these things, here's some helpful reminders. So breaks are always a great thing. But the only thing that really sucks is when the breaks are super long. And these tournaments can be very brutal, especially when a lot of the matches are going to be streamed and you have these big gaps of time. Like there have definitely been tournaments where we've had an hour break between a game and the next one. And it can really be bad. But let's talk about the game that we're seeing unfold here. Already 30 seconds have passed. And we have Lesser trying to get things centered up. And now we have Alkaline taking control, but Pablo taking it away from him. Gonna get the flip reset, gets another, and almost scores it. Unable to, though.
Yeah, Aspyre seem to continue to kind of create these kind of game situations. Low-scoring defensive battles, and Bluekey just has the read on you. Cannot get this one across the net for free as Lester tried to get maybe a little bit of height on that. Unfortunately, ends up centering it, and Aspyre will take one away. Goal number 1 for them.
Wow. This is not exactly how I thought this game would go either. It definitely looked like it was going to be something in the favor for skill issue. But now we have Lesser getting a 50 here with Alkaline. Alkaline trying to find a way past everyone, but it's Peaceful who drops it to the backboard. If we see Lesser get a shot, that could have been a goal, but it just isn't going to happen for them at all.
Senor Frogs still pressing the issue here. Lesser pass across. So they're actually going to take it themselves. 50 against Bluekey. We'll see that one to the corner for a moment. Alkaline looking to buy some time. Gets past one in the corner. Now going for a bump. Demo. Follow-up demo that just needs to be put on target, but won't be accurately put enough to, trouble the defense at all. Aspyre now to work their way back. Forrest delays it for a moment, but will lead to another shot. Fluky from the back of the net does send it away, and a lot of close calls here for Senor Frogs, but they have not been able to break through just yet.
Now we have Peaceful up in the air. He's getting that down to Lesser. Lesser's going to try to score this fast, but Alkaline is just a little bit faster. Bluekey taking control of this. Can he get it past Peaceful to center for his teammate? He cannot. Peaceful up in the air dribbling this. No teammate in sight, but now Lesser's here, and Bluekey back with it. Just a little bit of back and forth thus far.
Right now will be Senor Frogs looking for a shot to go, and unfortunately the final taker will not be able to get that one accurately enough. Senor Frogs, and it feels like they're getting the opportunities. They have the ability to take it up into the air and get the look that they want, but just not as clinical as you like to see them here for this opportunity. And with 2 minutes left, Aspyre looking to kind of extend their lead here.
I just don't understand. Skill Issue had a beautiful moment unfold about 20 seconds ago. Their third just was nowhere in sight, and that's kind of the story of this game thus far. We just don't have everybody on all accounts.
All right, another block here, and again, I feel like this is the kind of game that Aspyre really want to have, and if you're Senor Frogs here, you have to find a way to kind of break the status quo. Alkaline sees that one away. Bump doesn't quite do enough to get a demo, and then a miss here allows Alkaline to break on through. Looking for a pass center. Trying to buy time, maybe looking to get a demo as well, but right now, I mean, Aspyre don't feel like they need to push too hard. They're just happy with controlling the game for the next minute.
Well, I mean, as long as they're up a goal, I mean, you don't really have to worry as much, but I am still very shocked at what we're seeing on the field by both teams. Everybody's playing a little bit different than what I'm expecting to see here, but it's nothing like it's nothing like a great touch to the back wall, and Pablo getting another touch.
Oh.
He needs his third to be there. That bump was everything. Great job. Whole team involved in that goal for the side of Skill Issue, bringing them back in this, tied. 41 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, finally a breakdown in
Senor
the
Frogs.
defense there for Aspyre, and really it was one touch there for Senor Frogs, but a possible double. A little bit of danger here. Peaceful sends it away. Follow-up shot blocked away, and it is still tied here. 30 seconds remaining.
Now we have Pablo taking it before it's going to throw it to the corner. Peaceful and Alkaline back and forth we see. And Peaceful flick this high. He cannot. Blukey going to shut that down.
Final few seconds here. Maybe look for one more opportunity again. Aspyre on the ball, trying to get past one. Peaceful, quick to it, and a snapfire shot. Maybe looking to open up something, but Pablo looks to just play that one down. It's a dangerous take there. You want to see that one go to overtime. Nothing happens just yet, but we'll see this. See if either of these teams will be able to put it. Aspyre did pretty well in their last overtime. We'll see if Senor Frogs have something to say about it.
Alkaline's miss is going to be possibly a goal, but it's cleared away by Blukey. Alkaline's touch going to go to Lesser, who gets it to Pablo. Pablo is up. Blukey is alone for a little bit. Can it go in? No! Alkaline is there to save the day.
Right now, Aspyre are doing really well covering for each other. There's been some really tough situations for the initial defender, and the follow-up shot will be good enough here for Peaceful. Just a little bit of awkwardness in the corner of Blukey. The challenge not quite good enough to steer them away, and the follow-up from Peaceful will open up the scoring. Senor Frogs take game number one.
Senor Frogs did a great job of being there for each other's plays. That's what you want to see, and hopefully they can continue that in the rest of this series. But what will it take for Aspyre to win the next one?
Well, I mean, I feel like for Aspyre, they're getting in trouble when they're getting displaced on their defensive side. I mean, right now, Senor Frogs obviously out shooting Aspyre. I believe it's 12-4. But Aspyre, they're covering each other well in defense. It's just when they're not in their like assigned positions, where they're not in the spot in the rotation, that is when they're having a little bit of trouble. So making sure they're covering for each other on the defensive side, and those offensive goals will come. I mean, they seem to find these awkward timings where they really catch other teams pushing a little bit too far up, but this feels like a defensively foundational team that will push forward and then find the goal and really kind of snuff you out. They waste all the time and will take a 1-0, a 2-0 game.
Agreed. Well said. So now we have the players back in the field for the next game. So I think the way that this is going to go is if we continue to see things go great. I don't know if I want to put my money on anybody. Again, I continue to say the wrong teams and cast a curse. Everybody I try to root for other than Impo's team. So let's get into this match and just see how it unfolds.
Blukey pass across, looking for fours, and Aspyre do not mind getting a goal almost immediately off kickoff. That way they can kind of, change gears as they move forward. But now, Blukey yet again looking for the setup, and Lesser wanted absolutely nothing to do with that. Put that one right back where it started, the ceiling read. Now a little bit of play in the midfield as both teams trying to get their designated setup. Will be Aspyre chasing for something here. For light touch, no flip reset, so they weren't able to see that one any further. And right now, Senor Frogs having a little bit of trouble actually clearing their lines here.
Now we have Pablo taking control off of the wall, gets it over fours, and Alkaline is there to clear it to the corner. Peaceful gets a nice center. None of his teammates are there to score that. A little bit interesting for Senor Frogs. But Pablo with a great air dribble bump in the play to Alkaline. If only that was a double, that could have been a different story, but now we have Blue Key taking control of it.
Yeah, right now I feel like both teams back in the testing phase. They're not really committing, all their resources. They're not, being overly aggressive. They're waiting for a clear moment to kind of work itself out. And I feel like when you're playing a defensive team like Aspyre, this is kind of the game pace that you're forced into. It's a slowed down pace. Even though you get really decent shots on target, the defense kind of has it well considered. That is a dangerous play, and that's the kind of moment that Senor Frogs can take advantage of. All three go, but they do make their way back. Anything left here for Senor Frogs? No, and that will be sent back to the other side. Slow play, multiple challenges. Blue Key looking to finish it off, but no contact there, and really dangerous opportunities for both sides, and not leading to any goals as of yet.
Already coming out of the gate there with that, but 2 minutes and 45 seconds. What a crazy bicycle save by Force. Alkaline's bang gonna go into the corner. Lesser taking control, gets wild dashing going there. Force end. Just everything going back and forth right now, but great save by Force.
Yeah, I really like what Senor Frogs is doing. I think they recognize that, if they commit, if they overanalyze what they're trying to do, if they try to get the absolute perfect opportunity by sending numbers at Aspyre, that is not going to work. They have to wait for, Aspyre to basically leave their defensive line. They have to look for those awkward opportunities, and, whether it's a solo play, whether it's a good challenge in the midfield. Right now, they're doing a really good job of being patient, letting the play evolve.
I want to see more of it, though. I definitely want to see more control. Talk about control! Pablo coming through, doing exactly what he needs to do for Senor Frogs to bring them up in this game with 1 minute and 47 seconds on the clock.
Man, the air dribble bump. I mean, however you feel about it, it is effective there. Will be the first goal here for Senor Frogs, and now Aspyre probably in the exact situation they don't want to be in as a team. They don't want to be forced to play offense, otherwise they might put themselves in bad positions here. Peaceful will have just a walk-in goal there. I believe a couple of really timely demos and a bump will lead to that one, but Peaceful won't have any opposition there.
How did they do this? They literally just... They went from 0 to 50 in the last 30 seconds. Already 2 goals. Possibly a third if he can get it past Alkaline. But his teammate comes rushing in and the ball just gets 50 to the wall. Force is up. Blue Key is there. Can't get the touches he needs to throw it in. If Blue Key can turn fast on this and pass to Forge, maybe something can change here. And Blue Key just going to bang that away, but it gets controlled by Senor Frogs.
Aspyre going to have to make some dangerous decisions here. And it's just how far are they willing to go? What kind of plays are they willing to risk here? Will be Alkaline having to get a little bit of boost here. And we'll have to reset the attack as Lesser. Good challenge. We'll see it all the way to the corner. Pablo there to at least steal the boost. Good 50. Pablo looking for something center. Will... Oh, that will be a really dangerous one. Another one off the backboard. Alkaline, tough spot, low boost for everyone on the side of Aspyre. And now Senor Frogs feasting on this defense.
And they just have had quite a bit of shots on net that really should have been turned into goals. It begs the question of, how did they even get this lead to begin with? But what Oh my goodness, we're about to see a massive goal, but instead it's cleared away. What a great defensive play all around by Aspyre.
Aspyre, the defense, I mean, has been something of a staple for them, but not going to be enough seemingly for this game. Won't let another one go, but the damage already done. Senor Frogs will take this one and see themselves back into the grand finals.
If I could give some advice to Aspire, it would be like, it's y'all are amazing on defense, but what I want to see from you guys is become amazing on offense as well. They let everything come towards their net, gave all the pressure towards Senor Frogs, and that's why they ended up taking this game away from them. They need to find ways to get a little bit faster and be there in the right position. Maybe this is also a bit of a communications problem. This happens quite a bit for teams when comms are not on point or when morale is low. So find a way to turn that around for the next go round.
Absolutely. Well, credit to them. I mean, listen, third place, not too bad at all, but everything that you're describing there sounds like the exact team that we're about to see. It is Execute has been waiting for this game, waiting in the grand finals, as we'll get to that in just a moment, but they're waiting for another best of 7 here with a game advantage. They have the defense, they have the offense, and it's a team that they've played before here. So that'll be the final game of the stream. We are going to take a quick break. That way we'll be able to get to that action here. But do not go anywhere. Final game, grand finals, best of 7, Execute versus Senor Frogs. We'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back here. You know exactly what time it is. The conclusion of Blizzard number 98, the grand finals. It is Rocketstar, it is Cobra, and we have Execute going up against Senor Frogs, a match that we, not too long ago were able to cast. Do you see any changes here in this best of 7 with an advantage?
I'm curious to see how things go, but I have to say it again. Impo is incredible. The whole of Execute is incredible. I'd be once again curious to know what the rank differences look like on these teams. But let's get right into the action right now. We have Lesser controlling the ball, trying to prevent something happening on his net. Lesser clearing it right away. It goes to Impo. Pablo up for this, but his touch goes back. It actually goes perfectly to Peaceful, who gets a 50 on the wall. You have two players from Execute behind him. If he can put this on target, get it below. He's not able to. There's just too much happening on the favor of Execute.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a pace change here for Senor Frogs. They're going up against a team that's very defensive in nature, willing to kind of let the play come towards them, and Execute is not that team. Execute is willing to go at you, but they might give up the first one. Darklight able to see that one away on the goal line. Now over to Impo. Impo waits a moment before they take their turn. Now to the corner. Hezi. Good block there by Peaceful. Needs a little bit of help to actually get that one back. And Lesser off the ceiling, looking for a center ball. Deflected away. Hezi back over to the middle. And right now, I mean, both teams willing to go back and forth. Good pass. Lesser near post. It will go in. Senor Frog strikes first.
Oh my, that actually looked like an own goal there. And it was. But it was going in anyway. He did try his best to save that. But what a crazy shot. And exactly a great way to get the game going for Senor Frogs. But Execute gonna answer that with another goal of their own.
Yeah, don't get to celebrate anything just yet. Execute here to remind you, still plenty of time and they could get goals in the drop of a hat. And if I remember correctly, I feel like kickoff goals were an issue as well here for Senor Frogs in the first match. I feel like we were able to see a ton of Execute plays that started off basically at the drop. And it seems like that's still maybe a little bit of a spot of concern here for Senor Frogs.
It's something they need to make sure they stay on top of. But we have Hezi taking control. Yeah, it should have been a goal for him, but his teammates just weren't there to help put that in. Impo taking it over one. Can he get it? Can he and his team get it past the defense that's happening from Senor Frogs?
Pass across will be Lesser. Bottom right corner, trying to follow it up. Can't quite connect with it. We'll get the opportunity to turn, but the boost is pretty low. That'll go all the way over to the orange side. And Darklight looking to call their own number here. Will lose it. Hezi shot blocked away. Impo now to follow up. Again, another turn here. Darklight not a ton of boost in the tank, but anytime they could really pin back the Senor Frog squad, they are going to try and do so. But finally, the clear here for Peaceful.
Oh my god, what a save. And I thought that was going to be a goal there, but they really did a great job to change that. Hezi, all he had to do, I think, was just bang that, and that could have been a goal. But now we have Lesser taking that 50 in the corner. Impo also getting it past Peaceful. Can they get it past Pablo? And they do. but their teammate is there and it scores!
So very close. I mean, it felt like the Senior Frogs did enough and just that final touch to actually keep it out of danger, not able to get the touch necessary, and it will be another goal here for the side of Execute. That is the lead, and now they'll look to extend. Hezi flip reset. They'll wait, delay the shot. Will be Dark Light putting it right back onto the goal line. Impo, no boost to actually continue that one, but another follow-up shot. I mean, Senior Frogs looking for a break, finally trying to get it. Now over to the blue corner.
Look at the last goal that they got. It really happened because of the amount of speed and pressure happening on their net, which just happens yet again. More speed, more pressure. That's what they needed. It started off slow, and then after that flip reset, things got a little bit sketchy, and nobody was able to read that properly, but great job once again to Senor Frogs to score it and tie it up. A minute, 36 seconds on the clock.
A lot of credit here for Senior Frogs for being able to respond the way that they have been here. I mean, this is it was a worry that Execute might try to run away with this, but Senior Frogs, they have had answers. They've been able to create their own pressure, but they're gonna have to continue to do that. Darklight will put in a goal. That'll be the lead, and Senior Frogs all get caught up in the corner.
What have I always said about the corner? They had the whole team from Senor Frogs in that corner, and of course, we see them get punished from it. Can we see something change here, though? There's only one person in the net, and he plays the slow roll and gets the goal. Pablo brings his team back into this.
Yeah, the mind games here, absolutely incredible. Darklight is expecting the flick, and Pablo is like, just waiting for that moment where you leave the ground and the goal will be theirs. It is tied back up, and Senior Frogs, they're willing to go pound for pound in this fight. They're willing to go back and forth. Impo wants to make it another one. We'll have to rely on the help from Darklight, and they'll take another goal off a kickoff.
Oh my goodness. What is happening right now? A minute and 9 seconds on the clock. We've got 4 going to Execute and 3 going to Senor Frogs. Everything has just changed. Momentum has been now swung in the favor of Execute. You can feel it. Their confidence is high right now, and they're gonna try to change that up. But Senor Frogs just trying to find a way to get in this, and there it is. Pablo's touch, scoring again for them on the side of Senor Frogs.
Nice little give and take, give and go there. I mean, Lesser basically teeing up Pablo after the initial pass and a straight down read. Pablo doesn't have to do too much work to put that one in. And right now the confidence brimming for Execute, but Senior Frogs, they're not being downtrodden about any of these opportunities going in. They're willing to go right back up, battle back, and continue to put pressure, legitimate pressure, on Execute.
They're doing a great job. I think they were holding back before in the previous series. Either that or having to go against a team like Execute really allows players to shine and challenges them to be the best player they can be and to make the right decisions. Otherwise, they'll instantly get punished. And Lesser almost getting a goal here. Pablo getting a crazy angle. And now the net is wide open, but Peaceful actually scores this. And what a change. Now we have a lead coming from Senor Frogs.
Yeah, has he taken out of the play and bumped, didn't have enough boost to actually get back to that one. And we're seeing, the length that both of these teams are willing to go. Senior Frogs have to hold on for 11 seconds. That one almost makes its way all the way through. Darklight needs a little bit of help, has a little bit of boost, but doesn't have any help on that back line. Now past Impo. Over to Hezi. It's cut off by Lesser. That should hit the ground. It will eventually, and Senior Frogs will even up the series, and it will be 1-1 as they take the first game on the field.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Based on how we have seen Senor Frogs play in previous games and how we saw Execute play previously, I just didn't expect this to be how this game ended. But it came down to a difference of confidence and overconfidence that just was taken advantage of. So hopefully we can see things change if Execute wants to come back into this. But Senor Frogs was everything was going right for them at the end of that. I want to say the last 30 seconds, everything was just clicking for them. The last, actually, probably last minute.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're basically even in every category, and I think something that they're really leading in the assists. Lesser 3 assists, Pablo 2 assists as well. Out of the 5 goals, all of them were assisted in some form. So they're playing for each other. They're really able. The fact that they're able to actually respond every time Execute do something, they're not able to run away with leads, is something incredible here. So we'll see if they could continue that into game number 3.
Let's get right into the action, onto the field. I don't even want to talk anymore. I just want to see what's going to happen on this field. I want to see who's going to take this game 3. And now we have Lesser taking control of the ball, but Impo's 50 drops straight down, and he misses his read for the first time. I think that's the first time we've seen him get a miss on the pitch today. Impo's touch goes to the wall. Pablo is there, and Darklight actually gets a read. It looked like he missed it for a moment, but Lesser trying to set up something for his team, but it's cleared away again by Execute.
I know, Execute looking a little bit disjointed here. A couple of double commits here. Now possible double as they're battling out of their defensive third. Senor Frogs putting a lot of pressure early. Flip reset, trying to keep this one around, but Hezi looking for Impo. Impo one-on-one. Pablo in a little bit of danger. Quick fire shot, but deflected away. Pablo, nerves of steel there as they basically stare down the barrel, but they will keep this game even.
Having that patience means everything. So many players are just going to throw their challenge fast, and that just shows the level of skill we're watching right now. Peaceful centers it, but Pablo just a little bit too late, not in the right position to score that. Unfortunate for him, but now we have Impo taking it on the wall. Can Darklight get the touch? No, it is cleared away towards Senor Frog's net. Towards Execute's net.
Quick shot here. Peaceful has to send this up high and wait for another teammate to try and clear this one out. Pass middle. Nothing infield really working here for the side of Execute, and they're going to have to really keep on trying to be a little bit more creative as they get into the offensive third. Looking for something central. Impo is there. Final shot blocked away by Lesser. Now it's Pablo on the run. Lesser will be kind of find that ball in the middle of the field, and now Senor Frogs really trying to battle out of their own half.
Oh, almost a goal there by Peaceful. Pablo taking it to the corner. Can he get the touch? He does. Lesser just doesn't trust that he will. Otherwise, he would have pre-jumped that, gotten the read, and that could have been a goal. Hezi now up in the air. Gonna get the air dribble. Gets it over everyone. Gets it backboard. Gets the drop. And Darklight gets the double and scores that for Execute.
Lesser's in such a tough position there. Cannot go up and really just has to try and get the read, but that bounce off the backboard allows Darklight a little bit of space to really place that one opposite of the defender. They do score first, but has not been the end-all be-all in this series so far. Senor Frogs will want to respond and respond quickly. They have to do it right now from their defensive side. Impo will go slow, looking for something central, plays it across instead. Pablo, quick fire shot, forces Darklight into action immediately. Now it's a 1v1. Darklight going for the bump here. Lesser tries to hold their nerve. Unfortunately, can't get to the ball, and Darklight, the daily double.
Oh my gosh. Talk about a nice pop. And then the fake. And Lesser, I mean, he really expected him to get that. And now we see 2 goals on the side of Execute. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left on this clock. Who is going to shut this game down?
Senor Frogs need a response here. You can kind of feel that Execute have really tried to up the tempo. Didn't like that they had to drop a game there. They have not dropped believe more than one game in their run here. Pablo almost goes the entire way, got in the way of it, but luckily it had enough pace on it to actually go on through, and Lesser created a little bit of space. Pablo had to avoid. Actually, I think they turned their car at the last second to hopefully direct that to the net, but it will go in regardless.
That own save was hilarious. Who hasn't been there? Who hasn't done that? But now we have Impo up, and now we are starting to see something on defense that we should have seen earlier when they were getting scored on left and right, which is they had somebody come from the back wall and somebody in the net. When you are on defense, that is how you're supposed to be set up to save these shots on net. So hopefully we see that happen more often. Hezi saving a great goal and clearing it away, but Pablo coming in. Impo gonna push that out further. Goes right perfectly to Darklight. Darklight actually gets the double. Gets a shot on net, and unfortunately nobody's there center to push that in.
Yeah, have to be really careful here. Peaceful. We'll get it to the corner. Multiple players there. That should be something central. Straight down. Anyone for the read? It will be Pablo, but unfortunately will be denied as there was just a slew of execute cars in the way. Now Lesser trying to get something central. Will be a quick look here. Darklight, do they have the read? No, they'll leave it for a teammate. Impo will be the one to put it away, and a whole team play there yet again.
Just wow, wow, wow. This is not what we were expecting to see happen here. The double commit, and both are whiffs. If you want to come back with 46 seconds, you can't be doing that, but the ball is already past two members of Senor Frogs, and now we have Lesser taking control of it. Hezi banging it back, and now Peaceful in the air. Can he get it past Impo? He cannot. Hezi getting the redirect. That could have been a goal. It wasn't.
Yeah, now we're starting to feel Execute really pulling out all of the stops. They're getting more and more confident as the series goes on, and only 15 seconds remaining here. Senor Frogs, if they're gonna have a comeback, they need to start it right now. 10 seconds on the clock. Pablo trying to force a mistake. Darklight willing to play it right in front of the net, and don't seem to have any problems with this one. It will hit the ground, and Execute will come back in game number 3, and they take the lead in the series.
I cannot believe we saw them Senor Frogs just really kind of threw away that game. They should have had a lot more things connect for them, but you could see after a couple goals came from Execute that they started to lose confidence in each other, in themselves, and their communications hit the bricks. We had whiffs happening left and right that weren't happening before. We also had a lot of people out of position. So maybe if we can see more patience come out of them in the next game, we can see things get turned around for them and go in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, the mental's so very important for this team. And, for Execute, I mean, they're really going to force you to reevaluate absolutely everything that you're doing. But Senor Frogs, they know they can do it. That's the thing. We've seen it in that previous game. That is a wonderful example of the skills of these players. They just have to be, aware and put it all together at the right moment. Execute is a team that can run away from you in a moment's notice. So you have to keep them close at all times during a series like this.
Here, you said it perfectly. You have to pay attention to what's going down. Execute is not a team to just, let them start scoring, because the confidence comes out the gate and then things start happening that you just can't stop. So if they want to stop this run from happening, if they want to slow down Execute, they're really going to have to pay attention to what's going on the field. Watch out for what passes are going down and call for people to get it in their face and not just allow them to have all the space in the world.
Game starts yet again with pressure from both sides here. Will be Lesser taking a shot on net. Follow up. That will be open, and Pablo, I mean, the exact response and start that you want. They're taking advantage of a good situation.
I mean, Lesser almost had that, but it was cleared away. Pablo, being in the right spot, trusted that things were going to go center, and he made sure that he secured that for his team. That's how you do it. That's how you come out and start giving your team that pressure presence that they needed in the previous game.
I mean, how important is that first goal, especially when you feel like, you know, didn't necessarily put on the best performance in the previous game and kind of let it go a little bit. Just having that little bit of presence there can do absolute wonders. But now will be Pablo trying to work through, has absolutely nothing in the tank as they were getting chased there from the corner. Peaceful now over to the blue corner. Follow up by Lesser. It will be Pablo calling off their teammate, trying to go low and slow into the net. It looks like Execute will find a way out with no issue here.
Now the ball is going to go into the corner. Pablo recovering and being speedy right now, but once again, we almost had 3 team members on the side of Senor Frogs in a corner yet again, but they're not punished by it. Lesser trying to take control, fakes out one player on the side of Execute, and gets it centered for Pablo, who almost scores it, but it goes a little too high, and it goes to the back wall.
Yeah, Pablo's really starting to heat up and find those moments there, and you know, that player starts going off, Senor Frogs will find themselves in a really, really good position. Just having someone that, you know, starting to perform heat checks out there, just feeling, you know, the game and flowing with it. Pablo, quick read, goes low and slow, looking for the 50. Hezi doesn't open the door for him. And will be Senor Frogs continuing their push here.
And this is kind of not expected from Execute. They've not had an answer for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. What's going down? What's going on in their mental game? They are trying to change up the play right now, though. You can tell they're slowing things down compared to how they've been playing before. But Senor Frogs also changed the game plan for this one, and it is definitely paying off for them.
Right now, Execute have no shots on net, like 0 registered shots. I'm sure they're going to get something here, but like, I mean, if that is something that you can accomplish here, that is a great feat to actually go through. That is the first registered shot here for Execute, past the halfway mark here. But, you know, if that's, you know, something you can do on the Senor Frog side defensively, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment here.
I will tell you, like, as a player, doing your best to put on a shootout and having no goals go in over and over and over, that is definitely a morale killer. So that could also be something that's slowing Execute down. Maybe they're not feeling so great because no shots are converting. But now we have Hezi and Impo trying to change that. Lesser's there, gets a 50. It goes right to Hezi, waiting for it on the wall. Centers it for Darklight, who's up. Can we see a double happen? And we do!
Oh, look at the control here. Absolutely gorgeous. Taking it up and, you know, had to track it back down, had to make sure the angle was right, and Lesser basically had no choice but to try and react to the play, and unfortunately not able to see that one away. Tied game here, game number 4. Execute want to see this away. They want to see themselves at series advantage, at series point, but Senor Frogs not too far away, looking for a pass downfield is Darklight, but stopped at the midfield. Backboard Impo looking for the read straight down. No one there to get the final shot. It will be Hezi trying to follow the play, maybe get a demolition and open something up at Senor Frogs. Now at the midfield line, Lesser. Have to see it to Pablo. Pablo has to wait just a moment as all of Execute are moving forward for this ball.
I don't like the double commit we saw in the air. The net was open for at least 5 seconds and nobody there from Execute to score that or at least put a shot on net. So I wonder if we're going to start to see a little bit more pressure happen from them. But Hezi sees the open net and just scores it and says, let's start to shut this down. Let's bring ourselves back into this game.
And that's just a lot of space. You see Peaceful, you're driving up and basically prepared to hold down that backboard, realizing that no one's on that ball and trying to jump and at least lunge at it. Unfortunately, not able to get anything going for them. And now it's going to be a mad dash to hold onto this for the next 30 seconds. Execute wouldn't mind another goal. They're going to take it. Impo will extend the lead here. Great challenge. Hezi, a great beat, and Impo right back into it for the shot.
My gosh, 27 seconds on this game is left, but it's not unheard of for a couple of kickoff goals to bring a team back into this. If Pablo got that 50, that could have been the one, that could have been the goal that got them to be at a difference of 1, but the goal by Impo really just shutting down everything for Senor Frogs.
That's a solo play if I've ever seen one. Just the pure tenacity to not give up on that one. It's a really tough read off the backboard. It didn't feel like it was the best positioning for it as well, but still finds a way to put that through, and a very different kind of runaway game here for Execute as it's a flurry of goals in the final moments.
And it actually looked like he was pushed into that, but he happened to recover his car well so he could get the angle to score that. And that is the end of that game. Game 4 was done beautifully by Execute. They really kept us on this nail biter for so long. They must have gone, what, 3 minutes and 30 seconds before they started to score in this here game 4?
Yeah.
I didn't keep exact track, so...
Yeah, they registered their first shot at about the halfway mark. Like they weren't getting anything, and they end with 8 shots on target. All of this pressure comes at the very end, and Execute, they could score. Basically they could pull it out of a hat here, but for Senor Frogs, it felt like they were so close. It was a much more turned down pace of a game, and all of a sudden it just straight up flipped on its head, and Senor Frogs found themselves down by 3.
I'm curious to see what we're going to watch in this next game, but I mean, we can't count on anybody. We it was easy to say that all of these games should have gone to Execute, but Senor Frogs put up so many good moments in both and on all of this series. This one, unfortunately, once Execute gets going, it doesn't matter what game number you're in, it doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock. They just come swinging. Once the momentum starts, it does not stop. How do you stop a train like that?
Yeah, well, for Senor Frogs, they have to figure out that answer, and it feels like we've seen the blueprint. We've seen what this team's able to do, but it's them being able to maintain that consistency here. Peaceful, able to deflect that one away. Pablo might get an opportunity to shoot at this. No, instead he'll take it to the corner. A little bit of boost as well, straight down, and Lesser won't take that opportunity. Decides to fall back in favor of being a little bit more passive here. Lesser now with the run. Gets past one, looking to go inside. Hezi denies it and will at least stifle the Senor Frogs attack for now. But, I mean, Execute, they don't need much to get going. They're looking for that start of the attack right here, right now.
And they need it quick. And now we have Lesser taking it. Can he get it past? He does again. He gets it past one member of Execute. But now Hezi is up in the air. Darklight is present, but he can't get the 50 over Peaceful. Lesser comes all the way from the right side to try to get this over to Pablo. And it goes center, but unfortunately Pablo is not able to score this. But Lesser!
Oh! What was the speed on this one? Lesser finding Peaceful there in a necessary touch. I mean, Darklight and Impo, I think Impo may have been just able to see where the actual shooter was there. Darklight had absolutely no idea, and Senor Frogs, they strike first again here, but now they need to stretch a little bit. They need to get another goal because it feels like Execute, they're not going to be put down by just a 1-goal game.
They're not going to. Execute isn't even letting up right now as it speaks, but they're just throwing away the ball. They're not doing any kind of control. Lesser right now kind of doing all the right things on offense. They're going for control. They're going for passing plays. And look at that 50. It goes right to Lesser. If he can read this and pinch this center, it could be something, but just not there to get the right touch.
Will be Darklight trying to find something. That's a good pass center there for Senor Frogs. Unfortunately, not able to get on the other side of it. It will be up to Hezi. Ball deflected to the corner. They will try to keep this away from the face of net. Darklight Yet again, and another beat here from the side of Senor Frogs. They're really not messing around with anything in this corner. They're clearing the danger quickly and efficiently.
Impo, his touch, he needs one more, but it goes right to Lesser. He gets the flip reset, 2 flip resets. He's out of boost right now, looking for a teammate to come in. He's collecting some pads. He's getting ready to go back into this, so that's a good sign. But both of his teammates are just going to be chilling on the back side of this. Hezzy's alone, but Impo's there as well. Maybe Impo's going to go up and get a double. He gets a 50, drops down, and Lesser's able to clear that away.
Just takes one moment here for Execute to be back into this one, so Senor Frogs have to be ever vigilant. They cannot let anything slip through the cracks, and you know, the more opportunities that you allow for this team, the more danger you put yourself in. Opportunity here, Pablo goes slow, finds a shot, has a teammate to help. Lesser shot will go in. That does buy them a little bit of insurance here.
Wow, 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 wow. We have seen Execute be able to get these saves, but Senor Frogs, their touches are just connecting like no other. Their placements are everything right now. 1:40 left on this clock. Can they keep this going though? Because if Execute even gets one goal, their morale is going to kick to 2,000%, and it's going to be like NBA Jam. People are going to catch fire, and things will just start going in for Execute left and right.
Absolutely, takeover mode is something you absolutely got to worry about here, but Impo moving forward. Darklight is there, the redirect, and that is so tough to defend, and now you got problems here. Impo and Darklight connecting for another one, just cutting down the deficit.
I tell you what, Darklight has 99 problems, but that angle wasn't one of them. And I want to continue to see more of what we just saw come from Senor Frogs. Looking like the underdog who just won't be put down right now. But I think if we can see Execute score more like this, they're going to win. But Senor Frogs has been shutting them down. Can they keep this up?
We'll see a minute remaining. Pump, really dangerous spot there, but now looking for a developing play here. Execute. Have to make it work. They're kind of getting stuck at this midfield line. They're not able to get the clearance, but a little bit of boost. They have the boost advantage for a bit. Darklight. That is everyone going up. A rare triple commit here at this level. Impo. Pinch off the top. It is dangerous. The clearance hasn't quite gotten out yet, and finally, Senor Frogs able to clear this for now.
Darklight swoop was so dangerous on that corner on the side of Senor Frogs. Could have been everything for them. Could have ended up leading to things going wrong. But Hezzy gonna be the reason things are tied up here. 7 seconds on the clock.
A wonderful touch here, and you know, off the top, it's a really tough angle, and I don't think anyone from Senor Frogs is expecting that shot at that moment, but you let just a little bit of space through. They will make you pay for it. Final few seconds here. Darklight, they're going to try and end it here. Follow-up shot! Is it going to be good enough? It goes off the woodwork, and it will go to overtime. It is 4 tournament point here for Execute. They wanted it done there. They'll have to wait.
Oh, Pablo coming in. This is going to go backboard. Can Peaceful get it? No, it is Hezzy. His touch pushing this along. Impo trying to score it, but it is cleared away by Lesser. Now this 50 with Peaceful. Can we see something go down for Execute, or is it going to be Senor Frogs who come back and push this down and say, we're going to win this?
Dangerous play, and you know, neither of these teams want to make that mistake. I mean, Execute, they don't want to play any more games. Senor Frogs fighting for their tournament lives here. Now a little bit of room. Pablo, one-on-one situation. They're going to go quick looking for the flick, but Hezzy denies it at the get-go. Now pass downfield. Will go to Darklight. Impo will have to recollect this one here. A little bit of boost to work with. Doesn't have anyone to pass it to, so they'll just take a pot shot themselves. Now to Pablo again. Denied there from the touch. Darklight trying to push that one through. It does find something, and now we're getting into the really the hesitant play here, the back and forth, and neither team wants to make a mistake.
I mean, understandably, you could either just easily close this out or you could keep yourself alive in this series. Peaceful, his touch gonna go high, but Impo there to read it. Throws it to Dark Light, and Peaceful trying to change how that might go, trying to center it for his team. And Pablo, his 50, goes center. Can Lesser get the touch to the back wall? He goes up, but it's shut down by Impo.
Shot on target. Hezi should be able to see that one away. And Senor Frogs continuing to really test that back line, keeping them honest, and something you have to do to really force execute back multiple times. Backboard read. Hezi will get there. It will be a shot towards the net, but multiple needed to keep that one away. You felt a little bit tense there as some of these opportunities opening up. Hezi, maybe another opportunity. Shot, follow up, Dark Light can't get it to go. Hezi, do you find it? No. Follow up block, and Senor Frogs stay alive for the moment.
What was that defensive play happening? But Dark Light scores off of the flip that just went a little bit too wrong there. And Senor Frogs is out of this, and our winners are Execute for this series and for this tournament.
Execute, your champions here for number 98. They pushed teams to the break point. It was not so easy here. They were able to get it done, but I really credit to Senor Frogs. I feel like there was some really good moments where they really pushed a team that got the best of them early, but even though this only went so many games, only went technically 5, credit to Senor Frogs for pushing it, and credit to Execute for delivering at overtime, delivering when they needed, and having a very clean run through the bracket.
Execute. I mean, you guys had me going every single series. It looked like they were holding back, and then they would come in full throttle. They'd hold back, and then they'd come back full throttle. So it'd be nice to see if they could consistently hold that next time and just do shootouts and just get all the goals going in their favor instead of waiting until the back half of the series or the back half of a game to start scoring and then win the game. At least that's what I saw. What did you seem to see from them on this field?
Yeah, I mean, this is a squad that I feel like they found a multitude of ways to win. I mean, we saw, I believe, earlier in the stream their defense leading to the offense. I feel like we've seen them, the passes to create things. They had to go up against a few really tough defenses, and while they were shut down a few times, I think teams had a bit of time to kind of download and really try to cut off what they were trying to do, but consistently over and over and over again Execute found a way to be methodical, to be clinical in front of the net. And really, it was every single player that had a moment. Darklight, had some incredible reads, Impost, some of the solo plays and the passes, Hezi with some of the dribble plays, the challenges into the net. I mean, really, it's a total team that was able to get this kind of victory.
And that's what you need when it comes to these games, right? Team plays and making sure that you do what your team needs to do to bring yourself back into the game or to win the series. Great job to both teams.
All right. Well, that is it. That is all the Rocket League that we have for tonight. We appreciate all of you for stopping by and appreciate our sponsors Trolley here. Rocket Star, too bad of a first time on Frost Esports. Really quickly, how can people find you? Tell us about what you're doing now.
I am actually a content creator turned caster. I'm actually a previous competitive Rocket League player on the women's side. I've played women's carball for 3 seasons and really had a great time. But I figured, as much as I love playing, I needed to retire. I think it was a good time to come back and say, what should I do with all of this experience? And I said, I think I have a lot to add to the caster table. So that's what I've been doing recently. And you can find me on Twitter. And my @ is RockstarRL. Same for Twitch. If you ever want to come down and see other things I cast, as well as just coming down for viewer tournaments and sub 1v1s.
All right, we are absolutely so glad to have you here. So shout out to you, shout out to Nick as well, our producer behind the scenes, and all of the Frost Esports team and the tournament support, putting out the fires that that arise when they happen. Here, my name is Cobra. Um, do all of the casting thing. You can find me on Twitter at CobraCast, on Twitch, Cobra Warrior 521. And that is it here for Blizzard number 98. We will see you next time with some more Rocket League action. Take care.